This is last minute Falcons draft news, but this is huge. We're just hours away from the 2026 NFL draft, and a full round by round projection has just dropped, laying out the perfect pick for the Atlanta Falcons in every single round. And here's the twist: Atlanta doesn't even have a first round pick. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Charles Jones, and today we're doing a little something different, but honestly, something Falcons fans need to hear right now. And this is Falcons Digest, man. You already know. We're going round by round, breaking down the perfect draft scenario for Atlanta based on current picks, roster needs, and some seriously intriguing prospects. Because let's be real, this is not your typical Falcons draft. Limited picks, big expectations, and absolutely no room for error. Let's talk about the reality check. We got to start with the elephant in the room, man. The Atlanta Falcons don't have a first round pick. This we know. That selection, number 13 overall, is sitting with the Los Angeles Rams after Atlanta traded up to land James Pierce Jr. So while other teams are making splashy picks on night one, Falcons fans, we're watching, waiting, hoping, and me, I'll be stressing. Straight up, I'll be stressing a little bit. I don't know about you guys. Heading into this draft, Atlanta is working with just 5 picks. Now, how could that change, man? Absolutely, how could this change? General Manager Ian Cunningham has already hinted that he's open to moving around, maybe trading back, maybe picking up extra selections. But as it stands, every single pick has to count. Let's start with an anchor piece, man. This could possibly be an anchor piece for the Atlanta Falcons at pick number 48 overall. This is where the Falcons really enter the draft, and the name that keeps popping up, Christen Miller, man, out of UGA, University of Georgia. Now, this one feels almost too perfect because he's a big body, 321 pounds. He's strong against the run and flashes real potential as an interior pass rusher. This is the kind of player who gives you both a high floor and long-term upside, but here's the catch. There's a real chance he doesn't even make it to 48. And on top of that, Atlanta recently added Mason Smith, which could signal they're looking elsewhere. Don't know why we even got Mason Smith, in my opinion. Same guy that got himself injured celebrating at LSU when he was a collegiate player. But that's for another video. So even this perfect pick comes with a little uncertainty. So let's talk about the upside swing at pick number 79 overall, okay? Now this is where things get fun because enter Ted Hurst from the state of Georgia, and he went to Georgia State and also was a collegiate player at Valdosta State. But this guy is a problem in a good way. He's a big-bodied receiver, 4.4 speed, absolute deep ball threat. Over the last 2 seasons, he led the FBS with 34 catches of 20-plus yards. That's not just production, man. That's explosiveness. Now, yes, he's coming from smaller programs like Valdosta State and Georgia State, so there's going to be somewhat of a learning curve. But in the 3rd round, that's exactly the kind of swing that you take. Now, let's talk about pick number 122 overall. Next up, I've got Anthony Hill Jr. from the Texas Longhorns. And if you're looking for versatility, this is your guy. 6'2", 238 pounds, runs a 4.51 40. Can rush, cover, and stop the run. Last season, 70 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. That's production everywhere. And imagine pairing him along Christian Harris Now you're building something. So let's get to the maybe pick. Here's where things get a little tricky. Okay. This pick actually belongs to Green Bay right now. It was part of previous trades involving players like Dontavian Wicks and Xavier Watts. So for the Atlanta Falcons to make a pick here, they likely need to trade back into this round. But if they do, keep an eye on Josh Cameron from the Baylor Bears. This guy plays physical. 69 catches, 872 yards, 9 touchdowns. First team All Big 12. He's the kind of receiver who doesn't just catch the ball, he fights for it. Now, he did deal with a calf injury during the pre-draft process, which could affect his stock. But in the 5th round, that's value, man. Hands down, you take him if he's there. Let's get to pick number 215 overall. Let's talk about tight ends. Because if the Falcons don't address that position early, or if anything changes with Kyle Pitts, they'll need some depth. Enter Riley Nowakowski from the Indiana Hoosiers, the national championship winning Indiana Hoosiers. He's not flashy, okay, but he is reliable. 32 catches, 387 yards, solid blocking ability, and in today's NFL, having a tight end who can do a little bit of everything, that matters. Pick number 231 overall, and finally, we wrap it up with Carver Willis from the Washington Huskies. This is your classic late round developmental pick. Offensive tackle, strong run blocker, can potentially slide inside, and here's something interesting. The Falcons reportedly brought him in for a top 30 visit, so there's already some level of interest. And keep in mind, every player that I've pretty much named, they've brought in already on top 30 visits. So in the 7th round for Carver Willis, you're not looking for perfection. You're looking for potential. And Willis fits that mold for sure. So when you step back and look at this entire draft strategy, it's clear what Atlanta is trying to do. They're not chasing headlines. They're building depth. They're targeting upside. They're trying to maximize every single pick, because without a first rounder, there is absolutely no margin for error. So there you have it, man. The perfect round by round draft scenario for the Falcons. Now, the real question is, how close do they actually get to this? Do they stay put? Do they trade around? Do they surprise everyone? Because if there's one thing we know about draft week, things change fast. All right? I want to hear from you. Which one of these picks do you need the Falcons to make, man? And what position should they prioritize the most? Let's talk about it. For me, you already know I'm a UGA fanatic. So I would be ecstatic if we could get Christen Miller with our first pick. I'm not even sure if he's going to even be there, to be honest with you. Him, or I keep praying for Sonny Styles to fall, and he's already been mentioned by Ryan Clark on First Take. He's been mentioned in just about every mock draft going as a first rounder. So it's very unlikely that Sonny Styles falls. He is my other top pick, but I want to hear from you guys. I do like Anthony Hill Jr. When you cut on the tape of the Texas Longhorns, you will see Zero flashing. Zero makes a lot of plays for the Texas Longhorns, and he is definitely a good linebacker. I would definitely say that he would be a good pick. Of course, Ted Hurst in my book, man. Ted Hurst, Georgia State. He's a big body guy, man. Fast as well. Good hands. But these are all my takes, man. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Who do you think we should take? What position do you think we should prioritize? And per usual, man, you already know what it is. Peace up. You know the rest. This is Falcons Digest. Stay blessed, y'all.
Yeah, when they talking about BKG Tony,
we talking about winning. With a dude Chuck Tweezy.